Hey, it's Aaron, and today I'm in a 2022 Chevrolet Blazer with the RS package. This Blazer has seen a few updates this year. Most of the changes are both under the hood and on the fascia and design. Otherwise, it is the same one that we've seen before. Today, we're going to concentrate on the interior. So this is an interior walkthrough for the 2022 Blazer. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just going to get started. Yeah. Okay. We usually start over here. Over here, we got the door handle, door locks right here, memory settings over here. This turns off the back seat reminder. Right here, you have your windows. So back windows, front windows, window lock, and then this adjusts the side mirror up there. Over here, you have your lighting controls, dimmer right there. So you push that to pop it out and you can use it. Whoops. So you push that to pop it out and then you can use it. Lighting is pretty straightforward. Here's your parking brake. Push to set, push to release. And that's about it for right there. You can see the first of the vents. The red bezel is the RS package. That's part of what it adds. So I love these kinds of vents because they're so adjustable and controllable. I really like the round kind of vents like that. Then I just realized I didn't turn off the climate, but it hasn't been too intrusive, so call it good. Steering wheel. So the steering wheel is in the standard two-fang configuration. That's what I like to call it. So it has the two fangs coming off the bottom. This is a pretty common steering wheel design today. Over here you have controls for cruise control, and this sets the following distance for adaptive cruise, and then of course your steering wheel heater right there. So pretty straightforward, up and down to set and resume. This turns it on, this cancels it. That's about all you got to know. Over here, you have a control that runs the driver information screen, which is quite a large screen right there. This voice controls are up here. Down here is the hang up the phone. You can also pick up the phone with that, by the way. And then this up and down, push these to go back and forth, and push this to select to run that screen. Now you see the steering wheel, and that's it. Over here, you got your washer wipers, etc. So we got a, runs the rear, up and down for the front, pull it forward to squirt the front, push it back to squirt the rear. Over here, you have your signal turns, up and down. They are signal turns because that's the order you should be using them in. And then you have your high beam control right here, and I think that's it. Oh, back and forth for the high beams as well. Yeah, and that's it. So there's that. Now let's look at the instrument cluster. You can see over here you have some hard gauges. So over here is the tachometer. Over here is the oil heat. And that's it. The stuff on the bottom is irrelevant. Over here is your battery voltage. Up here is your water heat, your engine heat, and down here is fuel. Then you can see there's a digital speedometer here, and there's all of this stuff right there. Right now it's looking at fuel economy, but I can page through using those that controller on the steering wheel, and you can see a handful of the other things that are on here. There's my miles per gallon. I got a little better than that on my actual, my full-on test, but you can see that's pretty close actually, so that's not bad. I did a lot of around town, so 14 is my around town driving, and yeah, so you can see a lot of just little things that are available in here. This reads road signs. It's okay for accuracy, but it misses a lot of stuff, and I don't think there's really anything else to show you. But there's a lot of stuff, so if you have one of these, you really should go through it and check it out. Some of my fuel economy losses were also because I was in forced all-wheel drive because of the weather. We've had a couple of snowstorms in the week that I've had this car, and one of them is out there right now. I'll show you. Look at that. See what it looks like? That was all just overnight. You could see the grass yesterday. So because of that, had to use the all-wheel drive. You have to force that. You don't have to, but I would recommend it if the weather's bad. I'll show you how to do that in a minute when we get to it. So yeah, just something to point out. And then I also want to show you this rear view right here. This is a few vehicles have this now. Most of the Chevys do, and you'll find it throughout the GM lineup as well as some Nissans and some other places. This is the camera view of what's behind. You can see my beautiful garbage cans. And then if I do that, that's the mirror view of what's behind. I much prefer the camera view, even though it is much closer, so things look like they're, you know, people at stoplights look like they were right up on your butt. But I really like this because it's always clear, it always looks good. Bright lights don't affect it, they don't look bright on here. It's just always a good view. I much prefer this. Now, coming down, you can see you got the stop start there. Here you have the auto stop start toggle, and then you have your Duke's lights. Over here you have infotainment. Now this is updated this year, so it's a slightly new system. Has some good upgrades. That's my other camera too. Hi, other camera. So it has some a few upgrades, just a few things to make it a little better. And this is the audio screen. That's where I'm looking for. If I push down here or push right here, so right there you end up on that one, right there you end up on that. These are most of the options. You can see it goes, that's the main one, and it goes like this. There's a few things on here. Marketplace is cool if you live where, so if you have a Marketplace account, you can do things like buy Dunkin' Donuts and then just drive up and pick it up, that kind of stuff. Here's all of the cool stuff. This does have a Wi-Fi hotspot, a bunch of other things. This is a really nice system. It's very fast and responsive. You saw how quickly it did things when I did that. The camera view in the rear looks like, or that's the front camera, but there's a 360. So you can select which camera you want. You know, if you want the sides of the car, if you're going to be trailering, right? So you want the, there would be where the trailer hitch is. The receiver is right there underneath the cover. So all kinds of cool stuff. You got a 360 camera. If I can get it to toggle, whatever. So all kinds of cool stuff, really good infotainment, one of the better ones. Next to that is the glove box. This opens the glove box down there, and the traction control and or burnout button, depending on how you want to say it. And then you can see you have some track back and forth. The volume is here, and you can push this to turn it on and off, and a back button right there. Down here you have some climate stuff. Now, this particular one, it has heated and cooled seats equipped, but it does not have the sensor for it. It's part of a thing GM has been doing to try to get the sensor, or to get vehicles produced without having all of the sensors they can get a hold of. So they give you a $50 credit, and then you pay that $50 back if you go in and have the sensor installed later. So as far as I understand it, that's how it works. Otherwise, you may just get the $50 off, and then when the sensors are available, you get to go in. I don't know. And then down here you can see you have your climate control stuff. Turn it on and off with this. Sync with that. Auto is right there. Back button is right there. Fan controls and defrost are right here. More of those red bezels. These are cool because you adjust the temperature by going back, turning them like this, which is really neat. Then you have USB-C, USB-A. Down here you have a wireless charging pad, also part of the RS package, I believe. You have these two drink holders right here. Shifter is right here. You can see where it goes. Down here is what I was talking about before. This turns parking radars on and off. So if you go through the car wash, you can push that, shut it off. This is the lane keeper, lane warning and lane keeping, I think, is right here. And then this goes through your drive mode. So right now it's in two-wheel drive, which is front wheel by default. Then you push it, you turn it like that. Whoops. Didn't do it long enough. There you go. Goes to all-wheel drive. It's forcing all-wheel drive. Then you can see you have race mode, mountain mode, and trailering. So basically sport, and this is mountainous or slight off-road. I wouldn't take this in serious off-road. I wouldn't even try that. No vehicle like this should really be going off-road. But dirt roads and, you know, access to the lake, this will do that. So pretty cool there. And then you can see the other red interior accents, the stitching, the stripes, other things all come with the RS package. The interior is a great look. I really like the way it kind of flows like that. This has this odd color you can see right there. It's a sort of green. They call it yellow, but it looks really green to me. And then looking at the back seats, they're pretty spacious. I wouldn't try to get 3 across. This is not a big vehicle. It's barely mid-size. It's only a 2-row. Lots of cargo room in the back. I did a full review of this, where I did a full walk around, getting the working end, the cargo back there, and other stuff. I'll link to that if it's out before this is. But I'll make sure that those videos link together so that you can, if you want to see all of those kind of details and all the exterior stuff, that's a separate video. So I think that's it. That's our walkthrough for the 2022 Chevrolet Blazer in the RS package. Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm not big on this color, but I like the rest of it. So there you go. It's been Aaron. Talk to you again soon. Subscribe.